Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack once again, and I have to say with this, it's not looking good for Soini. I'm enjoying this. While seeing of the shit show that has been happening with Bungie. Fair Game is another one we are going to know very soon. How that one is already been a dumpster fire. But one time it's taking the spotlight is this one. So yeah, you are seeing right. This is Forbes. So you know how they love to stream from a AAA corporate legacy gaming industry. And this one is from the same fucking mob breeder moron that we have seen many times on the defense of the left, but Paul Tassi. So this fucker posting this one, that Bungie fuck up extra hard. It requires quite amount of effort for a company that bears to signals about DI, the trueness rights, the abortion rights, my feminism, instead of actually doing a quality product to be sold to customers that the only thing they give you attention now is because of the legacy you built. But there are at least those consumers, those customers, finally acknowledge it that that company is not what it used to be after Halo Reach. It has been downhill ever since. And just like this headline, it's just over for Marathon. So let's see what we can read from this, if it's not Baywall. So I've tried to put this off for a while now, giving Marathon the giving the benefit of the doubt in terms of fixing what else I did. Even I have to say, what kind of moron will give the benefit of the doubt from something to what is looking like Marathon? And I know Marathon is an original game from the 90s. But and this one is just a retconning, just a one of those DI projects wearing his skin. And maybe snagging an audience that's large enough to make it at least sustainable. But no, it's over. I can't dispute this anymore. This has probably always been true, but the events of the past week cemented it. It will get into livestream and playerism a lot later, but this is a long list of what's wrong in the past, what's currently going wrong, and what future that does not look any brighter. So, because of the playerism, it's happened already 4 times at this point. And from an alpha that has been a disaster. It's, it's suspected that at this point not even the game urinalist will defend this shit. Yeah, looks like they pick at the nerve. Bungie managed it, something that we didn't expect they would achieve. Being all from the same side and lose all support and denounce you. And using actual valid reasons this time. Man, what a crazy timeline, am I right? So just to continue, and because this one is too long, and I'm not going to read all of it. So the concept, the idea of this game was a mistake. Bungie has said that this came from a bunch of team playing Tarkov a while ago. I heard among that group I was one good old boy in leadership who pushed it to make this Bungie biggest non-Destiny project. It was meant to be the bare, well, rebirth of a strong IP for the studio, now under Sony, which assuming it will produce another hit like this. Translation: one of those pet projects that didn't have any good sign, but you weren't allowed to say shit because of the toxic positivity. The same tale as all last time, neglecting any sort of valid criticism and labeling as hate speech as a as a betrayal, whatever you call it. Man, they are in a fucking dumpster fire. And you notice that those developers they have their name already spread across the internet, so they don't have any stand. They don't stand a fucking chance to even work as an indie. Probably they will go back into the era of McDonald's. Even they know how to flip burgers, because even I have to say that requires a skill. The kitchen actually requires a skill, even if it's fast food, if I'm being honest. To continue on, the game attempts to split the difference between casual players who may be new to extraction shooters and existing hardcore extraction players who would like to prefer from games like Tarkov. It will do neither. Extraction shooters are just exhausted just as much as they from those eras. Like with Gears of War, that everything needed to be a third person cover shooter. Call of Duty, that everything needed to be Call of Duty. And the same chasing trends over and over and over again until the parasites of the far left poison it like the good ideas and turning it to what it is now, while also while the fucking greedy corpus pushing for the most gacha mobile monetization for paid experiences that has to like well they like to call it, or at least they themselves. Yeah, you'll see that as crap. But anyway, you're never going to make an extraction shooter this casual enough because the concept of being able to lose your loot, potentially your entire build if you go on bad runs, is exhausting enough just to give the game a general chance. I sick and tired of those games that even fuck you over by RNG, like roguelite. There was a time I had patience, but I don't have it to be much anymore. So continue on. It's probably even worse on the hardcore player end with hardcore players coughing at how easy Bungie has made Marathon. Everything from year luring on time to kill to double reviews in combat, and seeing almost no established extraction shooter players that are eager to jump over Marathon for anything. So while we read that, trying to appeal to casuals and hardcore players, even instead of sticking into a defined formula at that point, even those players interested in that kind of genre, they will actually consist in learning said mechanics. You know, it's with my runs with esports. But well, I just going to end it with this one. Well, you know, the gameplay is undeniable that it looks like trash, and also like the fact that this one, so because the game ignores solos, that means you do combine two friends to buy it, like likely upcoming at 40 price tag. So it's a live service at the end of the day that looks like dog shit. It's even the most generic stuff is consistent than Marathon and costs $40, just like Concord at launch. I still have to say I don't know how Bungie managed to scam Sony to make that deal with them. They are the perfect Trojan horse. I have to recognize that. Or maybe it's because it was like that expression with the previous CEO in charge of PlayStation, Jim Ryan. So yeah, even with all of this fucking lame ass article plagiarism is where everyone is just saying you either delay it or just try it cancelled and move on. If Bungie has to go under, okay, yeah, go for whatever. It's a loss. Move on. Because releasing that, maybe, so running those servers is expensive, and it's even more expensive when there are people not buying into those microtransactions, or even that there is not a current consistent player base. So those servers are just running on a full loss. It's going to be great when this one is actually in inevitable release. Everyone on the internet is just going to be there to laugh at it. I'll be there. I know probably anyone watching this video is just going to be there. So anyway, thanks for watching and please take care.